In the last worksheet, we learned how to predict the amount of product that you would get from a certain amount of ingredients by using a chemical reaction as though it's kind of a recipe. The reaction tells you the right proportion to mix the ingredients in so that they'll react completely to give you the product. But what if you don't have that exact proportion? Let's look at an example that's a recipe. Suppose you get a recipe for a sandwich. Keep this simple here. You got a slice of bread and another slice of bread. So this is the bread you need for your sandwich, plus, let's say we're making a grilled cheese sandwich, plus one slice of cheese gives you one sandwich. We can write this recipe down as 2 slices of bread plus 1 slice of cheese gives you 1 sandwich. But what if you have 10 slices of bread? How many sandwiches can you make? Well, if you had enough cheese, you could use the recipe like this. You know that for every 2 slices of bread, you get 1 sandwich. So you're going to get 5 sandwiches, right? Now what if you had 10 slices of cheese? All right, for every 1 slice of cheese, you get 1 sandwich, right? So you're going to get 10 sandwiches from 10 slices of cheese. So if you had sitting on your countertop 10 slices of bread and 10 slices of cheese, how many sandwiches would you actually get? You would not get 10 sandwiches because you don't have enough bread. You only have enough bread to make 5 sandwiches. So the amount of bread that you have limits the amount of product that you're going to have. The lesser amount of product is the amount that you get. So now let's think about this procedure that we did here. We took each ingredient that we had and we turned it into the product that we wanted. And we did it twice. We did it once for each ingredient. And we chose the ingredient that gave us the lower amount of product. The lower predicted amount of product is the amount that we get. This is called the limiting reactant. The limiting reactant is the reactant or the ingredient that gives you the lower amount of product, the actual amount of product that you get. This one here is excess. Now, when I make these 5 sandwiches, how much cheese is going to be left over? Well, what I can do is figure out, I use up 10 slices of bread completely. I take my limiting reactant and I'll turn it into my excess reactant. Every 2 slices of bread needs 1 slice of cheese. So that means that I've got how many slices of cheese? 10 divided by 2 is 5 slices of cheese used up. Now, if I had 10 slices of cheese to start off with, the leftover cheese is going to be equal to the initial cheese that I had minus the amount that I used up. So I'm going to have 5 slices of cheese left over. So before I did anything, I had 10 slices of bread and 10 slices of cheese. After I make my sandwiches, I'm going to have 5 sandwiches and 5 slices of cheese left over. Take a minute to study this, because this is all of the pieces of the chemical calculations that we'll do on this worksheet. In the next video, I'm going to, instead of doing bread and cheese and sandwiches, I'm going to do something very similar with a chemical reaction. But the steps that we did here to figure these things out are exactly the same in the chemical calculation.